The day is fast approaching. This year's tax deadline, April 18th. And for those of you scoring at home, that is next Tuesday. So now is the perfect time to give you some last-minute tips before you file. And joining me right now is our friend Ted Jenkin, the CEO of Oxygen Financial. So Ted, here is a question. Can you get your taxes prepared for free? Is that possible?
Well, good to see you, Jeff. And yes, in fact, the IRS does offer guided online tax preparation for free. You can get that at IRS Free File or irs.gov, specifically for families that make less than $73,000 of adjusted gross income. The good news is there's sort of a public-private partnership here with 7 big tax preparation companies, including TaxAct and TaxSlayer. So if you didn't get them done free this year, you might be able to do it next year. But if you haven't done them already, you might be able to get your taxes done for free. So that is true.
And you should always file a tax return with the IRS. No ifs, ands, or buts on that.
I mean, Jeff, I'm a big fan of that. I think you always want to file a tax return. And as you mentioned this year, the deadline is not April 15th, it's actually April 18th. And if you're not ready to file taxes then, you can file an extension through something called Form 4868. That will buy you another 6 months to file your taxes. But Jeff, it does not buy you more time to pay your taxes. That's the flaw in what people are thinking. Because if you owe money on April 18th and you don't pay, you start to chalk up a 0.5% per month penalty on the taxes that you owe plus interest. So it can be really onerous. Remember, you can file an extension, but you still have to pay.
Are there any last-minute tax deductions that you can get for 2022, or is that over?
It's not over right now. If you had an HSA or a health savings account in 2022, you still may be able to put away money for 2022 and get that tax deduction. Some people can also sign up for a traditional IRA, and depending upon your income, and if you have a 401k, you may be able to tax deduct that. That's up to $6,000 for one person, $7,000 if you're the age of 50 or over. And for all my small business owners that are out there, if you started a side hustle or you have an LLC, you may be able to set up something called a SEP IRA. Potentially, Jeff, you can put away more than $60,000 if you have it to get a tax deduction.
What are the most common red flags that could get you audited or kick back your tax return?
Well, I think the big flaw in here is not that many people really get audited. It's less than 0.5% of the people in America. But most of the reasons that tax returns get kicked back are for simple, common math mistakes, or you're simply missing tax forms. These are all reasons why people get their forms kicked back to them from the IRS. But in terms of red flags, look, if you make a lot of money or you own a business, or it's the big D word here, and it's not defense, it's actually for deductions. You take a lot of deductions, you're more likely to get audited. A lot of people, Jeff, think if I take a home office deduction, I'm guaranteed an audit. I actually haven't seen that many for that line item in the last 30 years.
Any other parting thoughts that you might like to share?
Listen, this is the time that you should be preparing and planning for your taxes for 2023. Don't wait until 2024. You want to do it early. If you do it at the last minute, there's a lot less of a chance to save money in taxes.
Ted Jenkin, the CEO of Oxygen Financial. As always, Ted, thanks so much.
All right. Appreciate it, Jeff.